Jurassic World Rebirth leaves some threads for a potential sequel to pick up, but there are still big question marks surrounding how it might play out. The fourth World movie and seventh in the whole Jurassic Park series, Rebirth acts as a soft reboot for the franchise. Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali star as three members of an expedition bound for one of the last environments left on Earth where dinosaurs can thrive. They're tasked with retrieving DNA samples from the three largest remaining dinosaurs on the island. And predictably, things go awry. Rebirth's ending has franchise-altering potential, as the DNA that they collect and manage to get off the island could save the lives of millions of people around the globe. It also unleashes the possibility for other interested parties to get their hands on dino DNA for less than savory purposes. But the discussion about whether Rebirth gets a sequel has only begun. With decent reviews and a healthy projected box office return, the stage is set for the 32-year-old franchise to march on, but there are certainly no guarantees. What a potential sequel might look like is an entirely different question. So far, there's been no official confirmation that a sequel has been greenlit, and recent comments from director Gareth Edwards suggest he has no plans to return for another Jurassic film. That said, it's still entirely possible the series continues without him at the helm. As always, the deciding factor will come down to box office performance, and Rebirth pulled in nearly $870 million worldwide, which almost certainly gives it a massive edge toward getting that sequel greenlight. So, it looks like Universal is getting ready to deliver a direct sequel to Rebirth. Untitled Jurassic World 5 has officially entered active development. Now, what that means in studio terms is that Universal has greenlit a story concept. At the very least, they're working on treatments, or maybe even a first draft of the script. This isn't just talk anymore. There's paperwork, meetings, and actual progress happening. To me, that says Universal isn't just tossing around ideas. They've approved something solid. They like it. And now they're moving full steam ahead. The wheels are officially turning on this one. Back in early July, Scarlett Johansson was being eyed to return for the next Jurassic movie, and now it's pretty much happening. To be clear, nothing's signed yet, but the story they're developing directly involves her character, Zora Bennett. And honestly, it just makes perfect sense. Universal built her up in Rebirth to be the face of the new era. Zora's tough, clever, and has that same dynamic energy that Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard brought, but with her own sharper, more grounded edge. If Jurassic World 5 is a direct sequel, Johansson was always meant to be the anchor. Now let's talk about the director's chair. Universal's been hoping to bring back Gareth Edwards. His visual style was a huge reason that Rebirth looked as stunning as it did. Say what you will about the flaws in Rebirth, the direction was not one of them. The cinematography, the grounded tone, the way he made the dinosaurs feel both majestic and terrifying, that was all Gareth. And honestly, that's the smartest move Universal could make. Keeping Gareth would give the next Jurassic movie a real sense of continuity instead of a total tonal reset. Plus, this time he'd have more creative freedom early on, unlike Rebirth, where he was brought in just 3 months before filming and had zero input on the script. But even if he doesn't sign on, it's not the end of the world. Nothing's finalized yet, but the odds are looking strong that Gareth's coming back. The current concept of Jurassic World 5 is a direct sequel to Rebirth. That means we'll be following Zora's story and the fallout from those events. But Jonathan Bailey recently announced he's stepping back from acting to focus on his charity work. And that timing couldn't be more interesting. It happened right as Jurassic World 5 quietly got the green light behind the scenes. If Bailey doesn't return, there's a good chance the studio will rewrite the script to reduce or even remove Dr. Loomis's role. Nothing's final yet. It all depends on what Bailey decides. But this kind of change is pretty common during active development. And with roughly 3 years until release, Universal has plenty of time to pivot. So yeah, there's a real possibility that Dr. Loomis might not be back for the sequel. If Scarlett Johansson is the anchor again, and Loomis doesn't return, Universal might bring in a new scientist or some kind of government figure to balance her character out. There's also a ton of potential in expanding the lore around Parkergenics, that shady biotech company. Maybe this time, it's not just about dinosaurs surviving. Maybe it's about how far humanity is willing to go to exploit them for profit. And come on, there's no way they don't hit us with at least one massive set piece featuring a brand new apex predator. It's practically a Jurassic tradition at this point. So yeah, while the finer details are still being locked in, the foundation is clear. Zora's story is continuing, and this next chapter sounds like it's going to be bigger and bolder than ever. Of course, none of this has been officially confirmed by Universal yet, so as always, take it with a grain of salt. The movie industry changes fast and anything can shift before production kicks in. But for now, that's everything up to date on the new Jurassic World movie. Rebirth proved something huge. This franchise doesn't need legacy characters to dominate. It can stand tall on its new cast and still crush it at the box office. That's practically guaranteed for anything with the word Jurassic in the title. Rebirth has already passed 860 million worldwide, competing directly with DC, Marvel, and even that big F1 movie. Universal has locked in June 9th, 2028 as a prime release date for what's almost definitely a Jurassic movie. Put all that together and yeah, this thing is real. Jurassic World 5 is officially moving forward and shaping up to be the most exciting addition to the franchise in years. And here's why all the signs point straight to Jurassic. June 9th falls on a Friday, the exact day this series has traditionally dropped every major installment. It's also just 2 days before June 11th, known to fans as Jurassic Day, the date the very first Jurassic Park movie hit theaters back in 1993. Everything about that timing just clicks perfectly. Even the timeline fits. Rebirth dropped in 2025 and 3 years later puts us right at 2028. The same release rhythm the series has followed for years. Jurassic World to Fallen Kingdom was 3 years. Fallen Kingdom to Dominion was supposed to be 3 but got pushed to 4. Could Universal swap that June 9th slot for another movie? Technically, yes. How to Train Your Dragon took Rebirth's June slot, which pushed it to July 4th. And since a Dragon sequel is confirmed, it's possible they could grab that early June spot again. But if I had to bet, I'd still put my money on Jurassic World 5. As for how Universal feels about this new movie, everything I've heard says they're thrilled with the concept so far. Insiders describe it as something fans will find familiar. That tells me it's not going to be some weird experimental reboot. We can expect dinosaurs front and center, shady corporations in the background, and that perfect mix of survival thriller tension and blockbuster spectacle that makes Jurassic what it is.